I am a proud Nserubium lady who enjoys creating romantic tales featuring plus-size ladies. I believe that my stories don't just entertain, but motivate self-love and confidence in this thick female demographic. I am currently creating a series for teenagers which will deal with the tough conversations between parents and their teen children. I also run the free business advisory for the Umbrella Business Quest program. My social media handles are on Facebook, www.facebook.com/emem.bassey.733. Also on Instagram at flay2blaze. That's flay then 2 number to blaze. Other social media handles can be found on these 2 main handles. So thank you for having me.
Is there a handshake? Just hold my hand.
All right, coming together.
Together. Jesus Christ, I like the way you sound.
Thank you.
Welcome on my program.
Thank you.
Welcome to Fashion TV.
Thank you. I feel honored to be here. I'm good. I feel awesome.
Yes, you do. And I like your hair, really.
Thank you.
Yes. I've been planning on doing something like this. I'm not sure if I'm bold enough yet.
Everybody keeps planning.
Yeah. Okay. So I should take action. I mean, just move to the salon and get this done and over with. Would it look good on me, though?
It would.
It would?
It would.
Okay, so let's talk about being a woman. What does being a woman mean to you?
Being a woman is, first of all, take a deep breath. It is a whole lot of things. It is being able to manage family. It is being perhaps the only female in a family of guys. It is also perhaps being the first girl to other girls. So it means that you are pressured to be a wonderful representative, a good, how do I put it, example. Exactly. So you are pressured to know how to cook, even if you don't have the fire to do that, you don't have the passion to do that, especially in our culture these days in Nigeria. A woman is fixed in a box, but we are more than a box.
That's solid. Yes.
We are boxed. You know, there's this, okay, she's the woman, she's the first lady, she has to marry first before her siblings. She has to, give birth. She has to be able to cook. You know, she has to be a good, welcome, warming person. You have to be a people person. You have to be a lot of things. But we are more than this box. Some of us don't want to be nurses. We want to be engineers. Some of us don't want to dress female-ish, perhaps. And it doesn't mean that our sexuality is different. We just want to dress comfortable, you know. So we are more than a box. I keep saying that.
Okay, so what kind of upbringing did you have?
A strict one. Very strict. Both parents were civil servants in the health sector, so we grew up on injections. I'm the first of 3 girls. I had an elder brother, but he's late now. So, growing up, there was this, the whole thing was about education. It was very important for my parents. We had to make good grades and all of that. So my extra passion in writing then was not recognized. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It wasn't. It was not recognized in my home. Like, okay, it's your passion, you do that.
But
free time.
Oh.
But every other time, you have to be on your books. You have to pass your exams. You have to have been reading. My dad comes in and, what are you doing? I'm writing. Are you done with your assignments? Yes. If not, wahala. So education was a very big, one in our home.
But that was good. I mean,
it was. It is.
Turned out fine.
Yes, I turned out fine, but I did a whole lot of breaking out.
Okay. Now, what did you break up? How did you revolt? What did you do?
Not perhaps revolt so much, because I discovered as I grew up and had my own experiences that we weren't allowed to express ourselves. We're following parents, yes, and their wishes for us. I had to check JAM a whole lot of times because my dad wanted me to do law.
Okay.
And then his family members were like, you should do medicine. I'm like, do these people even understand I don't like math in the first place? Like, do they even get it? So breaking out was more like there were things I was saying in my head that they weren't saying, and I was just waiting to turn an adult to do those things.
Okay.
You understand? So breaking out was not having the mentality of following what was expected of me. When I couldn't get into law, I think it was divine intervention because at some point I had the cutoff point, but I still couldn't get in. So I ended up in sociology and anthropology, which I think was the best thing that happened to me because it opened. Well, I got into university. That was the important part. So they weren't happy. They kept asking me to do a second degree and all of that. I was happy. I was okay.
Okay, so what major decisions have you taken in your life?
One was leaving home and living alone.
At what age was that?
At 26.
26.
Despite, apart from living outside of the home and the hostel and all of that, that's different. I was going to school, but after school I had to leave home. Another one was deciding not to search for jobs anymore when the going was really hard. I applied so many places, it wasn't forthcoming. Most of the people just wanted to get in pants and all of that, So I decided, okay, I think you should just concentrate on your writing. It wasn't bringing in money, not a lot, but I made that decision to not be desperate. I decided not to be desperate. It wasn't good. It didn't sit well with a lot of people.
It wasn't productive.
They thought I was being lazy, but I wasn't. I was working. But they didn't get that kind of work. It wasn't paying much, and they didn't understand why I was concentrating on it. So.
Okay. Let's talk about relationships. I mean, not the one with your siblings. I mean the one with who you chose to be with.
Yes.
How's that been?
So far, I've been in a relationship, a steady one, for 13 years.
13 years.
Yes.
13.
13.
Like 10 plus 3 solid years. Are you guys married now?
Not yet.
No, that's messy.
Well, I really loved this thing that came up with Annabeth Francis, the bride not commodity thing, because at the end of the day, these are the things that are holding men back. When you get a list and, well, you're a normal guy, you're not a millionaire perhaps. The list might be more than perhaps your current, your current situation at the time. I don't know if you understand that.
I'm trying to get it.
Your current situation, it's not everybody that are millionaires, right? So the current situation at the moment is not allowing, you
So
know.
for 13 years, you guys are working towards putting this together.
Well, it's not for 13 years. I'm just saying we've been for 13 years.
Okay.
You understand? I was in school when we started dating. So, but so far in the past 2-3 years, we've decided to do something about it.
How? So you were together for 11 years
Mm-hmm.
and only decided to take it in. So my question really is, why would you stay
Why so long?
for so long? Why did you choose to be with him for all of this years?
Okay. As a woman, personally, I know what I want. Right? Perhaps, maybe before then, I didn't know what I was looking for. But when I met him, I knew this was it. Okay? I need a guy that I can talk with, say anything with, be myself with. Now, in the previous experiences with other people, I wasn't being myself. I had to withhold the real me, right? You get judged when you express yourself, you're different from the status quo. But with this person, I could be myself. Anything I wanted to be at that moment. I could change. I could be crazy. I could be quiet. I could want to go out. I could want to stay in with no judgment. You don't leave something that good. You don't walk away from something that good, especially if he doesn't want to walk away.
Should I say you're lucky?
Yes, I believe I am. I'm blessed, actually.
Actually, he feels the same way too.
Exactly. Sometimes I don't even love him the way he loves me, so...
Now that's that one. Talking about holding back. Okay. And then those boxes they try to put us in. I don't know how expressive you can be, but if we're talking about being a woman, then I think we're also talking about being completely expressive. So what other things you held back at some point that you're now letting out?
The simplest being dirty jokes.
Okay.
Some people believe as a lady, you shouldn't have to maybe swear, say curse words, say dirty jokes,
Okay.
you know. So I didn't get that. I'm a fun-loving person. I love dirty jokes, for crying out loud. They're funny. You know, I once got scolded by a boyfriend then for sending a Yahoo Messenger dirty joke that year, you know.
Yeah.
It was Yahoo Messenger. We had some of those jokes they're like the memes now.
Okay.
So I sent that and he got really pissed and I didn't get it.
You said you were not a virgin.
Till now I don't get it. You know, these things happen. It's funny. You know, you're able to speak about anything. Okay, basic example, you're able to fart in front of this guy. Girls can comport. Like, I don't know. It's natural to fart. Come on. I don't get why we are comporting. Like, what movie I watch. There's no toilet for it now. As in, you have to do it. So if you're able to do it in front of a guy and not feel ashamed and him laugh about it, don't walk away from that.
What other things should a woman look out for in a relationship, really?
Being able to laugh, the guy allowing you to build your dreams. You know, it's not about just working and getting paid. It's about love and passion, fire in your stomach, to do something that, okay, perhaps it's not really paying, but it's your dream, allowing you to live your dream. Because, well, it's just one life.
Oh yeah, you live it once.
So doing something that makes you happy.
Okay, so with the both of you, how do you share responsibilities? He pays all the bills, Or you pay
No,
someone or
I pay some, he does some.
and you never feel bad about that?
No.
Have you ever thought, is it possible you guys break up after this 13 years?
I would really regret that
Okay.
if possible, but I don't see that happening.
Has there ever been a time when you're body shamed for being as big as we are?
Oh, wow. Yes, from childhood. Yes. But I built this in secondary school. I built this immunity. A lot of guys, I went to a mixed school, Federal Government College, Ikodekpene, and you would hear guys, when we walk past, guys say, oh, biggie, biggie, that kind of thing. So at first, it made me shrink into myself. It made me, not want to walk by where guys would be, I felt ashamed. But at some point, I've always had this bounce back kind of thing in my head. I walked by one day, and they were all shouting, biggie, biggie. I'm like, how far now? No, I'm like, what's up?
Oh.
And that was the end. And I'm like, okay, that worked. I didn't expect it to work. I answered, yes, I'm biggie. I get it. It's me. So someone says me now, I'm like, you're fat. I'm like, if you've known me since I was a kid, I've always been fat. This is not a news. Okay? This is no news. I will be this way. Not that I've not tried to go slim and all of that, but this is me. This is how we all are in my home, so in my family. So.
But do you take steps to be, or are they kind of...
To be healthy.
Okay, so what do you do?
I increase my vegetables. I stay away from soda a whole lot. Take a lot of water.
What is your dream, really?
Right now, to be a renowned author. My books being known out of Nigeria.
5 years after, what would be your dream?
After that,
Yeah.
still be the same thing, I think.
Have you ever considered being a mother? Being a mother?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
But it's not a main thing,
Okay.
We did have a kid once, me and my guy, but the baby died at childbirth. Yes, so it was painful. It took me a while to get over. But had to.
You're strong. So we're all of that. That's easy.
It's not easy, but we are good with facades. So.
But I think I'll come out of that. I mean, carrying a pregnancy for 9.
It felt like studying and going for exams and then not seeing your result, not finding your result. It was
Maybe it's deeper than that.
painful. That's the only way I could explain it at the time.
But how did the society treat you? You were a single woman and you were pregnant.
Well, I am a kind of person that most times I don't bother about what people say. So it happened. Okay? There was no avoiding it. I mean, it's a pregnancy. There's no avoiding it. So whatever you say or don't say, mean face or no mean face, it doesn't make any difference. It's there now. It has happened.
Why didn't you contemplate abortion?
I couldn't. I mean, this is a life, right? And it wasn't as though I was a teenager or something. I had been done with service at the time, and this person is saying, don't do it. Please don't do it. That kind of thing. The guy was okay with it. I was okay with it.
So it was... Alright, so let's come back home. Well done on that,
Thank
coming
you.
out of that experience.
Right.
So the issues about gender equality in society is it is a news that there are places you go to and you can't get a job because you're a woman, or the jobs would come after some very disgusting things are demanded of you. And it's also not news that there are things that there are jobs that the guys would get a bigger pay while you just get a smaller one simply because you're a woman. I mean, what's your impression on all of that?
The world has, as we know it from onset, has been a male-dominated space. But it is changing. People are speaking up, ladies are, some ladies are beginning to go for what they want. And now, what I would advise women in this position is simple. Be prepared for the opportunity. It's not just about wailing about the men getting more pay, right? It's about being qualified enough to be able to defend that position. I don't know if you get my point. Now you want a leadership opportunity in your district. Be ready for it. Because, well, there's nothing good in this world that you don't fight for. Okay? There's nothing good you don't fight for. If it's not a man you're fighting, you're going to be fighting another lady. You get my point. So there's nothing good you aren't fighting for.
Okay. So how do you get ready for opportunities, specifically to the younger generation, the younger ladies?
You have a dream, work towards that dream. Okay? If you want to be a renowned engineer, well, go to the schools that renowned engineers get to go. Prepare.
What about
be that? Oh, well, there's that too. But then we've been afforded the opportunity of the internet. This is what I tell people on the Umbrella Business Quest. The internet is your friend. These days, people actually have a whole, maybe they might not have the degree, but they get a whole lot of professional skill just from
the internet.
being,
so many free courses.
So take advantage of that.
I'm going to go back to that conversation about the relationship.
Okay.
Because I think it's one of the determinants of how far people go. And
Okay.
I think it's very important.
It is very important.
So, in these years, have you ever had to deal with cheating?
No.
You have a faithful man.
Wonderfully. Like, I don't know how to put it. No, I've not had to deal with that. And I feel blessed every day
I think you are.
that I don't have to deal with that. Not that I've not dealt with it before him.
Okay.
You understand? I've dealt with that before
That's a
him.
man that was made just for you. Okay, congrats on that.
Thank you.
So, before this particular relationship, how did you handle cheating?
Emem doesn't like fights. I don't
Walk away?
like confrontations. I saw, I cataloged a lot. Like I cataloged. And then when it got up to here, I'm like, okay, dude, I see that you have a whole lot of people out there. Okay, so I don't need to be in this catalog. Okay, erase me from this catalog. So he was like, why would you do that? I said, no, but seriously, this happened. This is where the catalog came up. I gave time and dates. This happened. This happened. This happened. Well, this happened. I needed.
Did you also mention names? Like,
no, I didn't care about names. I didn't care about names. Just situations.
Okay.
So this happened. This happened. This happened. I mean, come on. If you were me, would you stay?
And you say that nicely.
Oh.
Fueled by the stories.
Okay.
She comes out. We talk about it freely. Okay, and she even said I could mention it on my show.
Okay.
Okay, so she's with this guy, and constantly there's this other girl, an ex-girlfriend,
Okay.
that keeps showing up when her new relationship has an issue. So she comes back to this one, and I don't know, maybe they have this beautiful history they can't walk away from. So she keeps interfering in this other relationship now, and sometimes even goes to the girl and says something like, "He is mine. I can come get him whenever I want to."
Is she alright?
Yes.
Someone did that to me once with my present relationship. He said, I just wanted to tell you, that guy is very wicked, this, that, plenty this. I'm like, okay, Shebi, you experienced it. Yeah, allow me to get my own experience
Of
now.
the wickedness?
Yes, allow us to get it. Now, when I get hurt, I'll recall you did tell me.
Yeah.
It will be my fault. But allow me to get the experience.
I want this experience. Oh, really? Why? I don't know. Okay, I'll just walk away from that. But this trend of women, I don't know if it's even a trend, women fighting each other. It sounds like women don't love each other enough, and we seem to be our own problem too. They say we don't support each other enough. Is that true? Have you experienced it?
It is true. But then, why can't one woman be the better woman? Always decide to be the better woman. In this case, right? If you find yourself in a situation that perhaps another lady feels threatened by you, or perhaps she feels, I don't know, it's a thing of the heart, right? It's also about how you carry yourself, what you believe in yourself. Because, I mean, come on, the sky is wide enough for all stars to shine. Okay? You have your path, I have mine. So there shouldn't be fights. There shouldn't be fights if you know where you're going to, if you know what you want. So ladies should know what they want.
So this question of, I don't know, there seem to be so many demands, and there is a man that wants his woman to just dress up, look good, take pictures, do shopping, and just live the carefree life, and he's fine with it. There is the other one that demands you bring intelligence, you bring money, you bring value to the table. And I read some things on social media. This girl does that. I don't understand. How does a woman fit into this kind of society?
We are not supposed to fit in. We are not supposed to fit in. I don't believe we are supposed to fit in. We are people. First of all, people with thought processes, wants, desires. Right? We are not supposed to fit in. I don't think when the concept of soulmates came up, it was to box people in. Okay? This is a person. If you cannot love the person like this, like how you met the person,
just go. Look for another.
I know it's okay to modify at some point, but it's not war. If you've been with the person perhaps a month, 2 months, and you don't see you liking, and after discussing with the person, okay, this thing you do I don't like, is it possible to change? And the person doesn't want to, and you feel you will not be able to bear, that part of that person. It's a free world. Go away.
Okay.
Someone else would love that. That's why they say there's one man's meat. It's, so.
Finally, before we leave,
Okay.
your books, stories, your chubby women. Okay. I'm listening.
That's me letting go.
Letting go of what?
Letting go of being, of expressing the so many characters I would want to have.
So everything you would want to be. Those erotic things.
Oh, come on.
Amen. Okay, so which is your favorite book? How many books have you written so far?
So far,
Okay, maybe how many stories, and then how many...
you should ask her how many I've published, I guess.
Okay, let's start with how many you've written.
Okay, so far 26 or so.
26
Yes.
books?
Mm.
How many have you published?
17 on Okada Books, 2 on Love Africa Press. It's a UK based publishing house.
Okay.
So 2 of my books got into the anthologies.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, in the stories you tell, what do you try to express? What story do you want? What do you try to achieve?
Okay, the whole idea of even writing about plus size heroines was because, well, I grew up on Meals and Bones in school, though not at home. So all those novels had slim heroines, and it didn't make sense to me. I'm a chubby girl, right? Doesn't mean I don't get to experience love and romance and adventure, you know. It's just about the skinny girls with Miss Leg up to here, you know, and all of that. But then, you know, there are people like us that have pouches. You know, we have the ass and the hips and everything. So it's the idea was to, okay, we do romance too. Okay, we love too. We get heartbreaks too. Okay, we are in the police too. We are in the army too. We are everywhere. The world isn't about slim people. We are also in the world. This is the world, yes. So the story should be told. And so I began writing about plus size. And then you find some women that are ashamed to be themselves because perhaps the body shaming thing has come up. You are told, or you don't want to dress well and show your curves. You cover yourself and all of that. It's the people that have read my books, they understand that my heroines are confident women, and even if they don't start out confident, they end up confident. They go for what they want. They are crazy like that, you know. So the idea is just to encourage plus size ladies out there that love isn't just for our slim counterparts. It's also for us too. Apart from wanting to live healthy or maybe wanting to reduce yourself, it shouldn't be a desperate movement. It shouldn't be something that pushes you to a point of death, perhaps. Because some people have been... And depression. You understand? You have to accept yourself first. Accept yourself. God created you like this. He wasn't crazy creating you like this. He created you this way. He did it. You know, so you should be able to accept yourself first. From there, love yourself first. From there, you would know how to perhaps maybe slim your stomach if you want to. You know, if you want to, it has to be if you want to. Some people like them like that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lisa, for having
me. I want to ask
me.
you just one last question.
Okay.
How to deal with mood swings, depression, and heartbreaks for every lady out there.
Okay.
You know, people are turning to suicide as an option, which I think is just not right. So, as a parting shots.
These things are real. Depression is real. Heartbreaks do lead to it. These things happen. But it's basically because the society will always talk. And I think the fear of society talking is what pushes people into being depressed, is what pushes people into contemplating suicide. So I tell people out there, stop listening to society. You walk, they will talk. You climb bike, they will talk. You are slim, they will talk. These people will keep talking. I mean, in society, talks will always